Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, we are going to be looking at Amazon FBA product research. I've got some wicked training for you today. So I'm going to go over 4 really important topics, which I think you can find very valuable. If you are doing product research for Amazon at the moment, this is going to speed up your process incredibly and allow you to find products that no one else is finding. So if you're interested in this sort of content, make sure you are subscribed with your notifications turned on. Let's get into the video and hop onto the computer straight away. Alright guys, we are now in the computer and we do things a little bit differently than I normally do. I'm going to kind of just go through and just basically unload all my information onto this kind of virtual whiteboard today. There's a bunch of stuff I want to go over. There's 4 things in particular. So I'm just going to cover those very briefly now and then we're going to go into in depth with them in a second. But if you do these things, then you're going to be able to find products, first of all, that no one else is finding. To sell on Amazon, and you're just going to have a way better company, your customers are going to be happier, and you'll get more repeat business. Okay, so these are things you definitely want to do. So let's go through the first one. The first thing we're going to talk about is basically these are like competencies, so things that you really need to focus on. The first thing is having a sales focus. Okay, so think about this. Think about if you open up a shop and you open up a hairdresser's, but you open it up in the middle of nowhere. Okay, is that a good idea to open up a shop in the middle of nowhere? Because obviously you're probably not going to get many customers because there's no customers walking past. However, if you open up a hairdresser's on a busy high street, do you think you're more likely to be successful? Obviously, the answer is yes. Okay, now when you're doing Amazon, I see people send me stuff and saying, hey, is this a good product idea? And there's no sales, right? There's no one buying the products. If no one's buying the products, how do you expect to make any money? That's just like going and opening a hairdresser's in the middle of nowhere, right? In the middle of a field. No one's walking past, no one's going to go in, and no one's going to find your product. The only way that you would be successful is if you were doing a bunch of advertising and your product was incredible. It was so incredible that people would go out of their way to buy your product, okay? But you would have to find them. You would have to go and do the marketing. You would have to spend the money on the Facebook ads and all that sort of stuff. You have to put a lot of work in to go and find those customers. The reason we want to have a sales focus is we want to leverage the customers that are already on Amazon walking past the shop every single day. So the first thing is you need to focus on sales first. So when you're using things like Jungle Scout or whatever the hell you're using, right? Sales is always first. Okay, if you're looking at making 50 sales a month with a product that's 10 quid, you're not going to make any money, right? You need to focus on sales. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to go into in a second. The next thing is we're going to go into is being a opportunity hunter. So this is, you found your sales, you're then thinking, okay, is there an opportunity in the market? So we're going to go on to how to figure these things out. And it's not just about looking at how many reviews people have, because although that's a good indicator, it's not really a good way to do product research, okay? Because those numbers can be very deceiving. The next thing we're looking at is having a customer focus, okay? Having a customer focus is so important. So do you think that we should care about our customers, right? Do you think that we should care about how the product is when they get it delivered to them, if it works? Should we care? Well, of course we should care. So you need to have a customer's focus when you're doing your product research. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about that. The last thing we're going to got is the complete solution. So think about this, right? Have you ever bought something replacing something else that's either broken or it's not good enough? Okay, think of like maybe a Hoover. If you go out and buy a crappy Hoover, it might break, or it might go wrong, or it might just not be very good at hoovering. But if you go out and buy a Dyson, although it's more expensive, it's probably going to do a better job, right? It's offering you a better solution. It might be cordless, it might be whatever, it might be lighter, and it might be better actually doing the job that it's intended for. So we don't want customers to go and buy our products and then it not do what they want it to do, and they go and buy something else, or they throw it in the bin, or they get annoyed, they leave bad feedback. That's definitely not what we want to do. So these are the 4 things we're going to look at today: sales focus, being an opportunity hunter, having a customer focus, and having the complete solution. Okay, so let's go through the first thing, which is going to be our sales focus. So if you're using things like Jungle Scout, or you might be using Viral Launch, or any other bits of crap, ones that are out there, these are the 2 that I'd really use. The others, maybe not so much. Especially the others, because if you're in the UK market, guys, they're just not configured for the UK market. These 2 kind of are though, which is quite nice. So if you're using product research tools like this, some people say, you want to look for products that sell over 300 a month, or 600 a month or over 1,000 a month. And whilst these are great numbers to go from, it really depends on a few different things. So selling 300 a month, but the product's only £7 or $7, you're really not going to make any money, right? Selling 300 and it's £17, a little bit better. Whereas selling 1,000, let's say £10, that's decent. That's good. Whereas selling obviously 300 at £10 is not as good, right? The reason thing, the point here is that you need to understand, first of all, before you even look at this sort of stuff, you need to understand what your budget is. Because if you want to go and buy 1,000 units of something that's, let's say it's £40 of sales value, so let's say you're getting it for £10 to £15 landed, you're going to need a lot of money to go and buy that stock. Okay, so you might not be able to afford that with your budget. You could also borrow money. That's definitely a thing that you can go and do. But you might have to be looking at things that are selling around these marks here that sell between kind of 15 and 25, meaning that you can actually afford the stock. Now that's something that you're going to have to work out in terms of your budget. But you can't just go and look for these products that sell like 1,000 units a month, but not have the money to go and back it up. You may be able to back it up if you're buying them for £1 or $1 a unit. Then yes, you might be able to go and do that. But as soon as these prices here get up and the actual sales prices increase, you're going to have more equity, more money to spend on your products. So that's something to bear in mind with your product research, okay? In terms of having a sales focus, then this is really what I mean, okay? The sales focus is not saying that you should only look for things that sell 600 a month. You need to work within your budget so that you can actually sell the products. Right, everyone can find products that sell 1,000 units or 600 units or 2,000 units a month. Everyone can do that using these tools, every single person. But not everyone has the same budget, not everyone has the same means. So you need to work within your budget so you know what you can actually afford, what you can actually sell. The first thing to look at though when you're doing all of these product research techniques, right, using any of these things, sales comes first. If there's demand for it, and what I mean by this, let's delete this page, okay? When you're on, let's just say Jungle Scout, right? And you've got all the listings, okay, all coming down on the Chrome extension, okay, and it gives all the prices and everything like that. If like the top 3 are making good sales and the rest of them are crap, ditch it. It's not a good product, okay? They have to all consistently be making money, because what happens if you think, oh, well, the top 3 are doing, I get this all the time, people say, well, the top 3, the top 4 are doing really well, so that means people are buying the product, okay? But there's 2 things to think about, okay? One is what if you're one of these sellers down here? Would you be happy making 1 to 2 sales a day? Probably not. You'll probably not be making any money. And the second thing is about percentages, okay? So if there's only a few hundred sales per month in the market and you want to come in there and you want to take 300 sales, you're going to take a huge percentage, right? An absolutely huge percentage of the market, and that's unrealistic, okay? You've really got to have a good product, you've got to have a system to get a lot of reviews, you need to know what you're doing, okay? What's better to do is find somewhere that has more demand for the product, so there's more customers searching for it, more people that are buying the product, and take a smaller percentage, all right? Take a smaller percentage of sales. Because if you can be one of these sellers down here, and it's going to be profitable for you, you're going to be making money, that's a good bet, right? You don't want to base your decision on if you're going into the product on the only way you're going to make money is by being these guys here, okay? It's great to be these guys here, don't get me wrong. Making the most amount of sales in any niche is fantastic, and that's definitely what you kind of want to work towards, is being one of these top few sellers. But realistically, when you start, these guys are going to have more reviews than you, right? You have to work your way up. Unless you have what we're going to go on to in the next couple of things, the next 3 points, you have a much superior product. So that's what I mean by sales focus. Everything is based on sales first, all right? If the product doesn't have sales, ditch it, move on, don't waste your time on it anymore, go and find another product, okay? Let's move on to the second. The next thing we're going to be looking at is being an opportunity hunter. Now, I kind of like this kind of phrase or this sentence, this kind of title, because a lot of people will do their product research on Amazon and they won't be looking for opportunity. They'll be looking at the numbers. They go to that, they get stuck on sales focus and looking at reviews, and then they do nothing, right? They think, okay, well, I can't find a product that's got under 50 reviews. That's my life over. I can't do this, okay? It's fine. Let them do that, right? If they watch this video and they don't do it, It's just their own fault, right? If you're that person, this is going to change your product research completely, okay? If you don't know this. So opportunity hunting is by far one of the most important things, okay? It's the second of the fourth most important things. This is just like, okay, have you ever been really hungry and you've gone to the cupboard, you've opened it up, you look at all the food that's there, and you see nothing to eat, right? There's loads, you've got soup, you've got like heaters, you've got like snacks, you've got so much things that you can actually make, but you open the cupboard and you don't see anything that's worth eating. Okay, that's exactly like how most people do their product research. They are looking at products that are sellable, that you can make money on, but they just can't see the opportunity. They can't see the recipe. They can't see the meal that is right in front of them. Okay, so I'm about to show you how to do this. So being an opportunity hunter is about one thing, and it's about not being this. Okay, it's about not being. Here we go. See if you can work this out. Mum. Numbers driven. Okay. Now, hang on a minute. I just told you that you need to focus on sales. Yes, you do need sales. But if you're looking at all these numbers on the screen, right? You've got your Chrome extension open, you've got all these numbers, it's all good, right? Got all these numbers open. And you're only looking at these numbers, you are numbers driven. Okay? If you're only looking at numbers, you're numbers driven. What you need to do is start clicking these listings, right? All these people on this first page. And what you do is you do something very, very simple, okay? You look at them. I hope you enjoyed that, that image, okay? You look at them. And what you're looking for is a few different things. Let me open up a new page. Okay, so you're looking for, obviously, the opportunity, okay? You're looking for the opportunity. There's a few ways to do this. Firstly, images. Image, you get what I'm saying, right? Images, okay? Are the images crap or are they good? If they're medium, then they're medium, right? They're just kind of average. You'll find that most people have bad images, but you want to take a look at these. If a lot of them are good, then you're not going to be able to stand out by having good images. And also remember, any single seller on Amazon can improve their images. That doesn't mean that you're going to be a bestseller. Okay, a lot of people think that if I just make better images, I'm going to be, I'm going to make loads more sales, but people can just change their images, right? It's not hard to do that, and especially if they've been making money, they'll be able to probably spend more on their images than you. So images is one thing, but you need to be aware of it, okay? People always look at things like listing, and whilst I think it's important, I think this is kind of not one of the most important things. You want to be looking at the reviews. Reviews, okay? And you're not just looking about how many reviews they've got, because Jungle Scout or Viral, Chrome extensions show us this. That's not what we care about. We're actually looking and reading the actual reviews. What's good about them and what's bad about them. Is there something within the product that can be improved upon, or that you need to do? If customers are saying like this is the best thing ever and this is why this is the best thing ever, you better hope that you do that thing. And then equally, if people are saying this is rubbish, this is crap, it keeps doing this thing, it's terrible, then you better make sure that you're not doing those things, okay? You've got to make sure you have a solution for them, which we're going to go on to in a second, right? You want to turn them into positives, okay? So that's being an opportunity hunter. And if you can see, right, in all of these lists of results, so we've got 15 on the first page, right? If we see all of these have the same opportunities, then you have found yourself an opportunity, okay? But these opportunities might not show themselves until you've done the next two things. But it's something you're going to keep coming back to. You're going to keep coming back to, where is the opportunity? What do customers actually want? Can you provide them with a solution that they're not currently getting? Okay, so you have to be an opportunity hunter. Don't just look at the numbers, right? The numbers are great. They're like the tip of the iceberg. The numbers are the tip of the iceberg, but the opportunity hunting and what we're about to go on to the next two things, that is the bulk of the iceberg. That's where the work is done, okay? Let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so the next thing we're talking about is customer focus, okay? CS, customer focus. Now, do we care about our customers? Yes, we do. You don't start up a business if you just want to do it for money, right? Do a business because you actually want to help people or give people what they want, right? You want to sell a product that people actually want to buy, right? You want to have a customer focus. However, most people, they don't do this, right? They're like, screw the customer, right? We'll just release some piece of crap and they'll buy it. right? And they'll be upset and they'll have to return it and it'll be crap, right? That's what a lot of people do. They have no idea how to keep customers happy, right? What you want is your customers emailing you, messaging you on Instagram saying, I love your product. I've told my family and friends, I love your brand. I love everything you're doing. You want your customers to absolutely just sing your praises and be your promoters of your company. Because what's great is if you can sell a product to someone, right, you made profit and they go and promote your product for you, not asking anything in return, just because they like the product and they like the brand. That's free advertising, it's free marketing, it's free money for you, and it's not hard to do. You just have to do a few very simple things, okay? So the first thing I want you to do, right, is I want you to get a piece of paper, right, and split it into two. Fold it in half, split it into two. The first thing you're gonna do is think about your customer, okay? You're gonna think about your product, okay? And you're gonna think about your customer. Now, why, think about this, write this down. Why are they buying the product? Write this down and come up with ideas. Why are they buying the product? And you're gonna come up with 10, 20 different ideas as to why they're buying the product. So are they getting, first of all, are they getting away from pain? What am I doing? Away, oh dear guys, away from pain, you guys know what I'm saying. Away from pain or towards pleasure. So when anyone buys something, they're either buying something because they want to get away from the pain of an issue, right? They're trying to fix something, or they're getting towards pleasure. They want to buy something that's going to bring them pleasure. Those are the only two reasons people buy things, especially on Amazon, right? Because they're normally physical products. Away from pain towards pleasure. So think about this. Write down away from pain and think of all the reasons why your customers would buy that product to get away from pain. What are they trying to get away from? Right? What's the pain they're trying to fix? What's the thing they're trying to solve? Write down every single thing you can think about. And if you can, and you get to 5 and you can't think of any more, then you're not doing a good job. You need to think of another 15. And it doesn't matter if they're tiny, like they're the smallest little things ever. Write them down. There's a really important process to do. And whenever I'm trying to come up with an idea or like a brand or a product idea or whatever it may be, I'm helping my students, I do the same thing. I write down every single idea that I can think of as to why this customer is buying this product. The more you understand about your customer, the better you're going to be able to do the next 2 steps. Okay, so this step and then the last step we're going to look at in a minute. The better you can do this, the easier everything else gets. And the better opportunity you'll be able to find, the better product you'll be able to release, the more money you'll be able to make. This is very, very important, okay? Now, oh my God, I can zoom. This is incredible. I could have done it all on one sheet. Life changed, right? So, now, what if you can't come up with these ideas, right? And you're thinking, oh, this is really, really hard. I really can't come up with any ideas. Buy the product. Okay, buy the product or go and find people that have bought the product and ask them questions. Why did you buy the product? What are you trying to, are you trying to fix a problem? Are you trying to do this? Does it do the thing that you're looking for it to do? Right, ask them questions, but honestly, buy the product, okay? Use the product and you will find flaws within the product, but you'll be able to find out and put yourself in the customer's shoes and have empathy for the customer, okay? And that's really important. This is all about having empathy for your customer, finding out why they actually want it. If you can figure out why, this becomes very, very, very easy. So we've done that. We've got a list of like 15, 20 things, right, as to reasons why people buy the product. And then what we're going to do is we're going to condense the list down to the most important things. So you're going to condense the list down to maybe like 5 different things, okay? These are going to be the most important things for the product, right? The most important things. And remember, going back to the last sheet, these problems will probably be the same when you look at the reasons why people love the product and the reason why people hate the product, okay? Hopefully, one of these might align, right? So if people are saying, oh, this crab doesn't do the thing that it's bought for, right? This is probably going to be one of your whys, right? Like, oh, I need it because of this reason here. Okay, I don't know why I wrote F. It's just so exciting, okay? So you're going to condense this down to about 5 things, okay? Now you have the reasons why people want to buy the product, the real big reasons why people want to buy your product. The small things are important, and if you can knock out some of these whys with the next step, then perfect, but we want to hit the top 5 problems, okay? So after we've done that, can we move this? Okie dokie, so the next thing is the complete solution. So remember, we've got our piece of paper here. We've got all of our 5 things, okay? Our 5 things here. We've got a huge list of stuff here. Have that off to the side. And then we're going to look at, okay, what is the complete solution for the customer? How do we solve these problems? How do we solve these problems just here, right? What can we add to the product? What can we sell that fixes these problems, that gives them the pleasure they're looking to get or gets them away from the pain they're trying to get away from, okay? And exactly the same thing. Get a piece of paper, okay? Really simple. Split it in two and come up with ideas, okay? And on these ideas, oh yeah, that's good, I like it. On these ideas, come up with like 20, 50 ideas. Really just think outside the box. Now, if you haven't read The Business Idea Factory, I've talked about this book quite a few times. Go and buy the book right now. It's £7, £10 from Amazon. Go and buy this book, okay? It's going to change your world. But it's about critically thinking and coming up with ideas, okay? So this is literally what I do when I want to come up with ideas. Come up with, so obviously you've got the product, okay? But what about the product is important within the features? Does it need to be like not breakable? Does it need to be this, that, the other, a certain color? Does it need a certain material? Does it need to have certain features? Okay, so write down the product and write down all the features that it needs to have, right? Think about, does it need training? Does it need ebooks? Does it need a box? Does it need a carry case? Does it need an application? Does it need a Facebook, like a membership group? Does it need whatever it needs, a subscription service? Think of everything feasibly possible. Not necessarily everything you're going to do, okay? But everything that's feasible in terms of like, not like it launches you into space, okay? Anything that is physically possible. Just keep writing these ideas down. Keep writing them. Because what's going to happen is as you come up with these ideas, right? If you only came up with 5 ideas, then that's all you've got to choose from. But if you come up with 20 and the 18th one is like an incredible idea, then you've just may have found a gold mine just there. But if you didn't if you didn't do this process, you didn't do this task, you would have never even found that idea out, okay? And you would have been missing an opportunity. All about being an opportunity hunter. And then guess what? Once we've done that, we condense the list, right? We don't want to offer customers all this stuff because it's going to confuse them. But what we do want to offer them is a small list of things that's really going to help them, okay? Now this depends on the type of product it is. It might be you might have 7 things, you might have 3 things, but it might be the product that has certain features, okay? And it might have training, it might have an ebook, it might have an accessory, it might have this other bundled product here, it might even have another bundled product. So this list really depends on the type of product, but again, you better hope that it's not the same. So as you look at all the listings on the page currently on Amazon, right, and you look at all these sellers that are doing the same thing, if this is the same as this, you haven't done this correctly, okay? Or you haven't done this correctly. You need to go back to these, again, think outside the box. Think, how can I provide a better solution to the customer than all of these people? If I can provide a better solution to my customers, they're gonna buy my product, okay? And over time, what's gonna happen is that people will keep buying your product, you're gonna get less returns because it's actually a good product, and you're gonna start getting incredible reviews, okay? You're going to get customers, these are stars by the way, you're going to get customers that are so happy to buy your product, right, that they'll tell their friends and family. They'll be sitting there at dinner with their friends and family and they'll say, oh, you never guess what I bought today, this incredible blah, right, this incredible product I got from Amazon. And those people will be curious about, oh my God, I might want to get that. When people tell me about products that they've bought, I want to buy it, right? When my friends say to me, oh, I got this the other day, it's really cool, I really like it, I want to buy them. Right? Because they've got them and I'm like, they've got it and I want it. It's like that kind of, I want the thing that they've got, right? It's like a kid in a playground. You always want the things that you don't have. And that's what's going to happen. People will buy things because of what their friends have got, right? So you want to make sure, let's do 5 stars just in case everyone's clear, we want 5-star reviews. You want to make sure that your product makes your customers happy. It does the thing that it wants and it goes over and above, right? Over and above what anyone else does. Because over time, you're going to just continue to go up the ranking. Okay, so you might start at the bottom, right? But you're going to continue to go up and continue to go up as your reviews get better, as your sales get better, as you know, you might improve your listing, you might improve your SEO, you might improve your PPC. You go up and up and up until you're one of those people at the top, right? And you're making the most amount of money. So if you do these 4 things, let's just cover these briefly. Your product research becomes a lot easier because what happens is, let me load up a new page, okay? What happens is really simple, okay? So this is product research, and this is a timeline, okay? This is time. I don't really know how to do graphs, okay? This is what happens with most people that do product research, okay? They use things like Jungle Scout, okay? And they find like products with sales and reviews and stuff like that. And it's all good. Okay, it's all good. But then they just start to get frustrated, right? They get frustrated in they're not able to find the products, right? Because what they're not doing is they're not being an opportunity hunter. If they're not being an opportunity hunter, they've missed all of these products that potentially had opportunity. They've looked at them, they've opened the cupboard, they've looked to see what they can cook, and they've just closed the cupboard and gone, there's nothing there, right? Right? That's that person. And what happens is they just stop doing product research, all right? Or they stop it and then they come back 6 months later and they think, why the hell did I stop that? Because they've learned more, they've learned how to find an opportunity, okay? Instead, what you want to be doing is you find these products right at the beginning. They've got good sales. You've got sales focus. It's making money. Okay. You then start looking at the opportunity. You then start finding out, having a customer focus. What does the customer want? What do they need? And then you find out what the complete solution for the customer is. If you can't compete and there is no opportunity there, you move on. Okay. You're not going to find the product within the first week. That's not going to happen, okay? But what you need to do is get into the habit of doing this for every single potential product that you find, not doing this, okay? If you do this, you'll probably never end up selling on Amazon. If you do this, you'll do it very, very quickly, okay? Because you have your priorities correct. You know what you're looking for, and you're looking for the opportunity. So hopefully that all makes sense. Let me just cover that very, very quickly. So if you've missed it, we can go over that very, very quickly again. And then I'm going to give you a quick announcement as well of some training that I am running currently. So let me just delete this. Okay. So remember the first thing is you want to have that sales focus. Okay. You want to look for the sales first. Don't get bogged down in the numbers, okay? The second thing is you're going to need to be an opportunity hunter. You're going to need to analyze the listings of that first page or even the second page as well. Analyze them and write down all of the different things so you have a really good understanding about the current marketplace, the current ecosystem of products, okay? The third thing is you're going to have a customer focus, and you're going to figure out using the page when you split it in half, you're going to figure out what the customer is actually trying to achieve. What do they want? What are they trying to get away from? What are they trying to get towards? Okay, what does the customer want? And the fourth thing is you're going to use everything you've just learned. Okay, all of these things about being an opportunity hunter, finding the opportunity, you're going to understand about your customers, and then what you're going to do is you're going to create the complete solution. So you're going to do the same thing with the page and put it into, and you might have to do this a few times because you might not be used to this at the beginning, and you're going to find the complete solution that fulfills your opportunity, and it also fulfills your customers' needs and wants, okay? Which means you can make the sales that you found. There we go, that is it, right? That is it, and that's how you do product research in 2019 as a complete beginner, as sitting in your pants, doing whatever the hell you want to do, okay? That is how you do it, and that's how you make money with Amazon, right? That's how you do it. Just don't watch this video and go, I'm just going to go back to my normal method of just, getting annoyed and getting frustrated and then falling off the face of the earth, right? Do this, it'll be a lot easier for you, okay? Right, so if you're interested in this sort of stuff and you want to learn more, then if you click the first link in the description, I'm hosting some training that you can log on to and you can watch about an hour and a half if you want to know more about these kind of these particular things, but particularly go over product research. A few other things I haven't gone into today. I go into about leveraging the Amazon platform, kind of understanding it a little bit further, and then understanding how to actually scale your business as well. So if you want to go do those things, if you want to learn more, click the first link in the description, sign up for the training. Completely free, and I'll see you in the actual training. Hope you have enjoyed that. If you have, I want you to smash the thumbs up button. I want you to leave a comment, the questions. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Make sure you do get them in quite early, because after a few days, I tend to not look at the videos. So get them in nice and early, and let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you think of the whiteboard kind of style, because I like doing these. I know it's messy, I like doing them, so let me know if you like this sort of stuff. Make sure you are subscribed with your notifications turned on, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye-bye.